Thank you for joining me for my 20-minute Expand Your Breath and Liberate Your Body sequence. At the beginning of this practice, we will learn 360-degree breathing, deeply nourishing your body and mind, and then we'll move into some lovely hip openers and chest expansions to liberate you and your body. So we're starting lying down with our knees bent, and we're going to do some breathing. This breathing is called 360-degree breathing, and it's great for bringing stability to the body, and we practice it with our next moves. So breathing into your diaphragm with your hands on your stomach. Feel your hands go up and down with the breath. So deep breathing down into your stomach, into your diaphragm. Feel your hands raising, and then as you breathe out, your hands drop down. Now put your hands on the side of your body and try and get the same sensation when you breathe in, feeling the sides of your body expand. And as you breathe out, your hand should come in a little bit. Breathe right into the sides of the body, and then down go your hands as you breathe out. Place just the back of your hands on your lower back here. Breathe deeply and feel the back expand. And breathing out. So that's the 360 degrees, the front, the sides and the back. Come up to sitting, knees bent a little bit wider than your hips. Keep the long line in your body from the top of your head. Your feet are on the ground, and we're going to do our abdominal breathing here. So just concentrating on the breathing, expanding that balloon all around, and then breathing out. And doing it at your own pace here, expanding into that balloon, front, sides, back, and breathing out. Coming onto our stomachs. Lying down. Then one hand on top of the other and lean your forehead down, and we're going to do our diaphragmatic or 360-degree breathing. You're going to feel your stomach expand, your sides expand, and your back expand. Letting that breath go out. This deep breathing is stabilizing for the body and the mind. So bring your hands to a triangle position here in your forearms and lift your chest off the ground, keeping your neck aligned with your back. And then dropping back down. Now as you come up the next time, take that deep breath into the diaphragm. Breathing in, filling that whole balloon, and dropping down. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath into the diaphragm. And dropping out. Coming up onto all fours. We're going into our more traditional yoga practice here. Lean back your buttocks onto your heels, stretching out those arms. And then repeat that movement, stretching out the back. Long arms back onto all fours, buttocks onto heels, up onto all fours. Now bring both of your hips up into downward dog, pushing back on those heels, pedaling them out. First downward dog, wiggling into it, and then settling into it for the last second here. Drop the head. Gong bringing us out, back onto all fours. Bring one leg up into the air bent and then start circling that around, coming to the outside, lifting up and circling around. You're working into the hip here and then change direction. So mobilizing the hip joints here. And then just swing that knee back and forward. Now bring that foot underneath the body. And we're going into what we call 90-degree position here. The front knee is bent at 90 degrees. And then the back knee is wherever feels comfortable for you. And then we're going to lean back on that outside hip and then bring it forward. So just grab a look at the video here to follow the movement. Lean back on your buttocks and then bring that hip around. If it's more comfortable, you can bring that other foot out a little bit. Or if it's more comfortable, bring it back in. Okay, it depends on the flexibility of your hips here. Find a place that's comfortable enough. And then we're going to lean forward over that front leg. Just as far as feels comfortable. You've got a long back here, lifting from the top of your head. Now connect into your body. And breathe. Bring that foot in a little bit. We're going to roll over onto our shin. Now you might be facing backwards, so have a quick glance at the video here to see what I'm doing. Gate pose. 2 arms are straight. Leg is long. Now stay there. You don't have to look at the video. I'm going to give you one more cue, which is lengthen from the top of your head so that your neck aligns with your body. Keep your shoulders nice and open and breathe into the expanse. And now coming out. Let's do all of that on the other side. So going to your right leg now, we're going to mobilize the hip. So just bringing in and out that knee, bit of a donkey kick here, circling it around, getting into the ball and socket joint here, changing direction. No precision really here, just getting the joints mobilized. And then swing that knee back and forward a little bit. Now bring that knee forward into our 90-degree angle. If that's uncomfortable for you, just bring that foot back a bit. The same with the back knee. The back foot can be wide out in line with the knee or slightly back. And then roll that hip forward and drop the buttocks back. Rolling forward and dropping back. Getting some flexibility into the hip here. And breathing. So you can pull that foot back in if your hips are tight, or the foot can align pretty much with the knee. Bring both hips facing forward and then lean down over that leg, putting your hands on the ground in front of that front leg. Lengthen from the top of your head, keep that nice long back. Once again, connect in with your body here. And then connect with your breath. Bring that foot back in a little bit to give yourself some balance. You're going to roll onto that shin. A little bit easier to see when you're facing forward. Lift your arm straight up in the air. I'm coming up with my fist here to give my wrist a break. So go wherever is comfortable for you. Lengthen from the top of your head. Keep your chest open. Pull your scapula slightly together at the back. And breathing and lengthening onto all fours. Downward dog. Balancing out the body in our unilateral move after our bilateral moves. Really lift that pelvis in the air. And then coming down towards the ground with your heels. It doesn't matter if they don't reach the ground. Lengthen the back, push away from the ground with your hands. Turn your inner thigh muscles towards each other. Drop the head and breathe. Back out. Let's bring that left leg forward again into a lunge. Your knee is on the ground here. And then you're going to lift your arm into the air. That arm on your left hand side. And you're going to repeat that movement. Lifting that left arm in the air and placing it back down on the ground. Let your chest come into the movement, but keep your hips facing down. Let's bring a breath in here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're going to stay in this twist. You have the choice of keeping your knee on the ground or lifting it off the ground into a high lunge. And then bring the arm in onto your hip first and check out how that is for you. And then if you'd like to try, lift that arm straight into the air. Always an option to come back down and come back in if this is too much for you. Breathing. Strength. Great pose. Bring that foot back onto the front of that knee. This is sometimes called number 4. And then come up into a kneeling position. Now, if there's any discomfort in your knee, come out of it and just stay on both knees. If you're okay there, lean over that bent leg. If you can get on the floor, lift the other arm into the air. And modify this in any way you need to. Be creative here. Down we go, back onto all fours. Let's do all of that on the right leg. So bringing the right leg through into a lunge position. Knee is on the floor. Then lift up that right arm into the air and back down on the ground. Opening the shoulders, but keeping the hips facing downwards if possible. So take a breath in here, lifting the arm into the air. And back down again. Into our static pose, you can stay with your knee on the ground or lift it off the ground. Putting your hand on your hip here. You can come up onto your fist if that's more comfortable. Now just stay there if that's where you want to go to today. Otherwise, you can try out lifting that arm into the air. Bring the hips back down. Open the chest. Lengthen the neck. Strength and breath. Bring that foot back, front of the knee, number 4. Come on up onto both knees. Now, as I said, you can just be on 2 knees, ordinary kneeling position. Or if you're in this position, just lean over to the side and lift the other arm into the air. Modify to wherever you can go today. Be wherever you are. Now take that knee out. Up into downward dog, but just for a second or 2. Wiggle into it, and then we're going to come down into bear position. So you lower your knees, not quite touching the ground, and then straight back into downward dog. Knees bent, hovering, and up into downward dog. Let's walk back in to a squat. Now put that mat rolled up under your heels or a cushion if your heels don't come to the ground. Settle in and then lift one arm into the air and back to the center and then the other arm. So open up that shoulder, lift the arm up and down to the center. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Staying in our squat. Get those upper arms in between your knees, and then in prayer position, push out just a little bit of pressure on the knees. Lengthen from the top of your head, drop your pelvis. Take a second to connect with yourself and ground yourself into the earth with the breath. Let's come on to our backs. We're going to begin to wind down our practice with just one or two more moves. So lift your knees to your chest and give yourself a little squeeze. And then drop the feet on the ground and squeeze back in again. Breathe in, dropping the feet on the ground. Breathe out, squeezing the knees to the chest. Grab a cushion here or some blocks. We're going to put that cushion underneath our lower back. Open our legs. Put 2 blocks under our knees and then come back down, lying over that cushion, opening up your chest. Drop into it. Let's stay here for another round. So lengthen out your legs this time. Keeping this lovely gentle arch in the back, hands above the head. Stay here. Breathe into the expanse. Relax out the body. Bend the knees and bring that cushion further down the back underneath your buttocks and lower back, and then lift your legs straight up in the air. Now those legs can be bent if it's more comfortable for you. We're getting an inverse pose here, an easy inverse pose. No handstands today, but getting the benefit of this pose. Let your breathing return to normal. Now stay here, but open your legs as if you're doing happy baby. So the knees are bent, they're quite wide, and you can pull them down a little bit with your hands on the back of your thighs. Relax your body, let go of tension. Let's take the cushion out. All done. Our active practice is finished for today. lie out on your back into Savasana. Please take this time if you can. It really will help you absorb the practice. Relaxing out the whole body. Have a little check-in. Just notice whatever's there. Let's stay here another half a minute. One hand on the heart, one hand on your stomach. Bring kindness and warmth towards yourself. Wrap your body in a lovely, warm, deep yellow light. And thank yourself for turning up today. If you'd like, you can stay there longer. Or if you have to get on with your day, come on up with me for 2 seconds and we'll close this practice together. Hands on your heart. Drop your shoulders and last breath out. Thank you for joining me today in Gong Interval Yoga. Please subscribe and like if you'd like to see more videos. If you'd like an ad-free experience and access to all of my videos, please check out my Patreon account on the link below. Namaste.